Hey, they always be looking.
Love you, Marcel. Hey, what's up? Hey, how's it going? Good to see you.
Same here.
Yeah.
How's it going?
He's doing great. Got the job. He's doing really good. How are you, my brother?
You all right?
Good. How are you doing?
What's up, brother? How you doing? Thanks for the name. Yeah, man, I'll be around.
Yeah. Eye socket fracture, and she had
I'm afraid to drink right now, though.
Democratic Socialists, all the rest. Democratic, they're worse than conservatives.
Already out. We got Hi, Fox
Hey! Fox SA.
The prisoner?
Yeah. Is it LD's at the end? What's up, brother? You all right? Good to see you, man.
I know, they not even paying attention. They dropping stuff. Sorry. right in the camera.
I'll walk right in the camera.
That's what I feel like.
of Darian and I's closest friends
Yes.
to descend here as they make their way down MLK Boulevard and then down to Iowa Street. But this is exciting because we are set up right here in Pittman-Sullivan Park, open hand, open mind, open heart, next to that statue, which is very appropriate. And again, we're excited today to broadcast a portion of the march to give you a front row seat to another historic day here in San Antonio.
Many of you have been watching through our live stream that started at 10, and now you're joining us live. We want to take you out now and give you a look at the route. The march began around 10 o'clock from the Martin Luther King Jr. Academy, and the nearly 2.5 mile walk and march takes those marchers down west of Martin Luther King Drive and ending here at Pittman-Sullivan Park at Iowa Street, just west of New Braunfels Avenue. Again, the largest, one of the largest, if not the largest march in the country. This year, the city is expecting hundreds of thousands of people to pour in and participate. We're expecting them to come here now.
Yeah.
We're an hour into the march. They should be joining us here at the park any minute now. But a great time out here so far.
It is, and I have to, so I'm a lifelong San Antonian, but I've covered the march for years now from the station. This is the first time I've ever been on site, and you and I were talking earlier. I'm so excited. I was excited to get here and to see it, and it lives up to the billing because everyone that you run into, everyone has a smile on their face. There they are. There's hundreds of thousands, but everyone has a smile on their face. It's a good morning. How are you? It's just this, it is exactly the vision that Dr. King had, and we do it every single year. And it's not just San Antonians. We have people from all over the country and all over the world come to this march. And again, this is the 39th annual march here in San Antonio. As you said, the biggest in the country every single year.
All right, one of the cool parts about it, we've got team coverage. We've got reporters along the march route. Let's check in with one of them now. Let's check in with our Taylor Wardenby. She is in the middle of it all. She's been out there. And Taylor, you are in the thick of it. You've been out there for about an hour now, and I believe this is your first march. How's everything going out there?
Yes, this is my first march, and I am blown away. Just take a look at the crowd behind me. There is more just ahead of us. San Antonio knows how to show out. Now, a lot of people I'm speaking to today just saying how decades later, the Dr. King's message is still resonating here in the community. Now I have Malcolm here with me. Malcolm, you're from Louisiana, but you moved here to San Antonio, and this is your first march.
Yeah, this is my first time attending the march. Very happy to have my family out here. We're all mixed in the crowd. Marching for the celebrating MLK today.
You have your daughter right next to you. What's it mean to bring the whole family out here?
Oh, it means a lot. Really try to teach about history in our home and the rights we have and why. And so I've been having quite a few talks with them over the last couple of years, but with them older now, they really understand what it's about.
What does Dr. King mean to you?
It means a lot. Thinking about it from the perspective of he's my frat brother, member of Alpha Alpha. So that's more personal. But on the other side of it, being able to stand up for the rights when it comes to voting, being able to ride on the bus, drink from the same water fountain, all that means a lot and for the future of myself and for my family.
Amazing. Malcolm, it's been a pleasure to walk beside you. Now we are still underway. We are marching our way to Sullivan Pittman. You can see this crowd behind me. How are we feeling, everyone?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So I'm going to send it back to you guys.
So many smiles out there, Darian.
Yeah, no, Taylor's out there. She's in the thick of it. Like you mentioned earlier, 11 years ago now. 11 years ago in 2015 is when I joined the station.
Yeah.
I participated in the MLK March in various capacities. I've been along the march, out with the people, and you described it. There's an energy there and a connection there and excitement. So I know what she's experiencing out there, just being with people marching along the route.
Seeing it for the first time is one thing through Taylor's eyes. We're also going to see it through not only your eyes, but Christina De Leon. She is there in the neighborhood, the heart of the east side of San Antonio. Christina, you have seen a few marches in San Antonio over the years and know just what it means to the east side of San Antonio to have everybody, not only in San Antonio, but South Texas and really all over the country, come and see the pride of that community. You got some visitors there. Who are you with?
We
do. We just grabbed them right out of the march, I tell you. And if you've never been down here on the streets of the march, you just don't know what it feels like. We're going to take it over to Jasmine Scott and her 2 sons. Her best friend are here. Look at the people. It is astounding to see so many people. I know this is not your first march, nor is it mine. It is a beautiful sight to see. You got your 2 sons with you, 11 and 8 years old. Why is it important you come a year after year and bring them out with you?
So they could learn about what this really means. You know, it's not just about race. It's about more than that. You know, come together, you know, as one, you know. And the way that this is going, yeah, they're very smart. They understand.
Yeah, I talked to so many people talking about this year in particular. There is something about this year that makes this year, march so unique, about unity, bringing togetherness really as a factor into this year's march in particular. We need this so badly this year, and I love to see the beauty of so many people, and it doesn't matter, like you said, the culture, the diversity, and we are seeing that firsthand this year.
Yes, we are. We're seeing a lot. It's like 300,000 I'm aware of, I think. I don't know. Probably more than that.
Yeah.
People are traveling to come here.
What do you tell your boys? What is it that you want them to know?
Pay attention, look around, you know, learn, get knowledge of what's going on. Don't believe what you hear. Look. Yeah. With your eyes.
Look for yourself. Jasmine Scott, I'll let you get back to with your 2 boys. Thank you so much. We'll let them keep on going. It's about halfway point here. There's so many more people in the crowd. You can see so many different people out here. We're going to send it back to you guys, but this is just a little sample of the march about halfway here at Martin Luther King Drive and Robeson. A beautiful spot and beautiful people all around us here. It is a great sight to see. If you've never been out here, you got to take it all in. We'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Christina, thank you. By the way, Darian, if that woman is correct and she thinks there could be 300,000 people marching through the streets here of San Antonio, if that's true, if that number holds, that would be more people than saw Dr. King give his most famous speech, which says a lot because he's given a few. But the most famous I Have a Dream speech, 250,000 saw him do that in 1963 in front of the Lincoln Memorial. No matter what record we break today, we know that thousands and thousands of people are united. And Dr. King, no doubt, is looking at this and saying that was exactly my vision, as that lady put it, talking about unity and talking about kids and adults and people from all walks of life, all race, all color, being a part of this and celebrating everything that is community.
And we always have a large crowd for San Antonio marches. This year, no exception, but the weather has got to be helping out some bit.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
January 19th, we are a little bit beyond the middle of January, and we are experiencing some great weather for this year's MLK March compared to last year. Let's take a look back now in time to last year's March. It was cold, it was windy. Oof. But that didn't stop, again, the thousands of people from coming out marching in honor of Dr. King. We were out here, Ryan Wolf and I, we were bundled up last year with space heaters and hand warmers, runny eyes and runny noses, you know, but we were getting through it. That was nothing compared to 2024 when the march had to be canceled because of ice and brutally cold temperatures.
Yeah, it is something to... A little sunshine goes a long way. I want to go back to the very beginning of how this all started. Mayor Henry Cisneros, legendary figure obviously in San Antonio, helped pass a resolution which established the San Antonio Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, which helped pave the way for the annual celebration. On January 19th, 1987, the commission, led by community activist Aranetta Pierce, and the city of San Antonio held its first official MLK March. In fact, the legendary Rosa Parks lent her voice and her presence one year. But the history of all of this goes back to 1968. So we're going even past that 39-year mark. We're going back to 68, just 2 days after Dr. King was assassinated. It was a march for justice by the late Reverend Dr. Raymond Callies, who was a teacher and a pastor here in San Antonio. He held a march. There was just a few people there, but it was a way to honor Dr. King and bring attention to the basic infrastructure on the east side, and that was essentially the match that was struck and essentially created what is now the largest march in the history of our country.
Yeah. And in San Antonio, one of the great things about the march is the march itself is good, but here at Pittman-Sullivan Park, we've got vendors, food vendors set up. We've got health and wellness mobiles out there for people to take advantage of services there, and they're free, by the way. Something else that comes with our coverage and the production of the MLK March is, let's talk a little bit about higher education. It is life-changing for a lot of people, but unfortunately financially out of reach for people at times. And that's why we are calling on all Bexar County High School seniors. This is application season. It's open for the MLK Commission Scholarship. The deadline to apply is March 1st. Winners will be announced in May. We have a link where students can apply on our website, news4sanantonio.com, and I'm encouraging those Bexar County students to take some time to fill out that application. A few minutes will make a big difference in the way of college tuition and fees. Every little bit goes a long way.
It is education the silver bullet, and that is the way to go. That is the way to get into college, and that scholarship can change a whole lot of lives in a very quick amount of time. Several events held over the weekend in honor of Dr. King. In fact, yesterday the mayor and other community leaders came together. There was a special wreath-laying ceremony at the memorial for MLK over on the east side. Many people spoke about his legacy, reminding everyone about the work, obviously, that still needs to be done. District 2 Councilman Jalen McKee Rodriguez, who fights for the east side every chance he gets, says Dr. King taught us that diversity is not a weakness. In fact, diversity is obviously the strength of our country.
As we stand here together, united across backgrounds, beliefs, and experiences, we are reminded that Dr. King's dream did not end with him. It lives in what we choose to do next, in how we show up for one another, in how we confront injustice, and in how we turn remembrance into responsibility.
So many communities that want to be addressed.
Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones says that the iconic I Have a Dream speech should remind city leaders to uplift everyone in their communities, regardless of their background.
Something else connected to Dream Week and King Week, the MLK Commission hosted its annual Youth and Empowerment Summit. People of all ages gathered at MLK Park for games, for workshops, and performances to honor Dr. King's legacy.
This is a space where they get to come and they get to be themselves. They get to kind of tear down some of the walls, some of the division between, age groups and things like that. And they also get to come here and lead.
All right, we also got the honor of joining this year's keynote speaker, Olympic gold-winning medalist and gymnast Gabby Douglas at a meet and greet last night here in downtown San Antonio. Grammy-winning artist Coco Jones will also be headlining performers here at today's festivities, happening all day long here at Pittman-Sullivan Park, and Coco Jones is a favorite. I know you and I were talking, and you're not as familiar as I am. I'm a fan, and I'm excited that she is part of the production this year.
Well, I'm a fan of Gabby Douglas for sure, I can tell you that. And the idea that Olympian is here and a Grammy Award-winning artist, that tells you the star power that San Antonio recruits and brings in for a wonderful not only day, a couple of hours, but really, as you said, a week-long weekend event where everything was centered around Dr. King's message. Speaking of that message, and there will be a lot of speeches today, and which is fitting because the man himself was known for giving some of the most iconic speeches in our country's history that still resonate almost 6 decades after his death.
All right, in Martin Luther King Jr.'s book, Strength to Love, talking about quotes, he quotes, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that." That book published in 1963, one of 5 books he published. It's also engraved on the south wall of the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. There are so many great quotes that from Dr. King that still resonate today. We could do an hour production on his quotes and his teachings, and that in itself. We'll have more coming up in just a moment. We're going to be back with you here at Pittman-Sullivan Park for San Antonio Marches right after this break.
You're watching San Antonio Marches. You're watching San Antonio Marches.
Welcome back to our special presentation of San Antonio Marches. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the march underway right now. You're looking at exclusive video from Sky 4. People are still making their way down, and eventually they will join us here at Pittman-Sullivan Park in honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a gorgeous shot there. It's a gorgeous shot behind us as well, because now, over the last 10, 20 minutes or so, this place is starting to fill up. And when you say for a while, hey, 250,000 people are going to be here, and then you look behind you and you're like,
it's happening.
I think there might be 250,000.
Yeah.
Let's come out live here, because we have a gentleman here that is one of our friends, and we've had him on our noon show before. Tyrone Darden, who is the scholarship chairman.
Yes, sir.
Sir, thank you so much for being here. We were talking when you were here last week.
Yes, sir.
This thing lives up to the hype.
It does.
What is this like for you to see after a year's planning and all of this, to see it firsthand come to fruition?
It's beautiful. So I'm from San Antonio. I'm from the east side.
Yeah.
So I grew up with the Martin Luther King March. I went to Martin Luther King Middle School. So this is very important to me. But over the last 5 years, because of weather, because of COVID, because of all these different things that we can't control, we really haven't been able to come out. So to see how God worked today and had the weather and had the vibe and everybody just out here on the same frequency, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
And
So I'm
you
grateful.
are over the committee, the scholarship program.
Yes, sir.
And we were just talking about how important scholarship are for giving people an opportunity at higher education.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes going to college is out of reach, but certainly what you guys are doing is giving students a chance at having a seat at the table.
Yes, sir. So we understand that education is a vehicle out of poverty. We also understand that opportunity is the ladder to equity. And we know that you have to have resources to do that. So we appreciate the city of San Antonio planting that seed. And then we just want the community to water it so we can make sure as many young people who want to go to college or trade school, they have the opportunity to do that.
I could sit and listen to you talk forever. Man, you're spitting some serious facts today. As you watch these kids, this next generation come up to the east side, what's your message to them? And certainly those who are winning these scholarships and going on to college, what do you tell them?
I think what I would tell any young person is just keep going. Don't worry about anything. Let the adults worry about it. They just need to show up and let us show out, and everything will work itself out.
We appreciate your time, sir. Thank you so much. Enjoy the march, the rest of it. Enjoy the rest of the day, the celebration. We appreciate you being here and appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
Tyrone Darden, he is the scholarship chair of the MLK Scholarship Program. Stay with us. Much more coming up right here on News 4.
Courtney, do you want to take sound for me? You can take the first
You're watching San Antonio Marches.
And we are back live here, our live coverage of San Antonio marches, the MLK March in San Antonio. You can see marchers there in large numbers pouring down the street there, and all expected to pile in here to Pittman-Sullivan Park. We are starting to see some of those marchers come behind us, where there's a stage of live performers. There's also food vendors and food trucks, lots of freebies and swag being given out. Lots going on here at MLK March. Let's go out to our reporters on the ground. We've got Christina DeLeon. She's standing by. She's been with us covering the march for many years. Christina, how's it going out there this year?
It's going great. We are at the halfway point at Martin Luther King Drive and Robeson, and you can see lots of gaps in the walk, but you can see lots of people marching and having fun and having a great time as we make our way through honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. And you did mention food trucks, and so we've got to introduce you to someone we talked to who was setting up their food truck. It's called the Swamp Pot, and we want to talk to her. She came all the way from Louisiana and brought really a lot of great Cajun food, talked about the culture and diversity that came with everything that had to do about Martin Luther King, and listen to what she had to say about bringing her food all the way here for this march.
Martin Luther King was about unity and coming together, and one way of coming together is through food. So let's come together through the food of different cultures, and again, Louisiana culture can definitely come to San Antonio and unite in different things.
Yeah, so she's basically saying if you want to come on out, she's right by the train trestle, Aransas and Martin Luther King. She's got her food vendor truck out there. If you want to go check her out, she's all the way about the halfway point in the march, but you can see this march well underway with several 100,000 people to go, and it's looking beautiful. I've been to many of these marches, dozens of them, and this is one of the most beautiful days as far as the weather goes for the march, and that's probably why we're seeing so many people come out and enjoying the cause, enjoying the beauty of Martin Luther King Day this year, 2026, the 39th annual event, and I think everybody is in a good mood. There's something special about this year. We are enjoying it so very much. We will send it back to you guys.
Thank you. So the 39th edition of the march, it's Taylor Whartonby's first here in San Antonio. She is right in the middle there along MLK Boulevard. Taylor, what do you got there? Who are you talking to?
Well, we finished. We made it to the finish line. How's everyone feeling? Yeah, I mean, this was just an incredible time to be with everyone, you know, resonating Dr. King's message and unity. That's what you're seeing here today, right? Yep. I'm here with Pam. Pam, tell me a little bit about your first time doing this. We did this together.
Right. Well, this is my first time in San Antonio, doing it in San Antonio. I've done it in Home of Civil Rights, Birmingham, Alabama. But this is great. This is the biggest I've ever seen. And it's just a lot of energy. You know, people just come together. We're just one. You know, his death, wasn't for nothing, right? But we still have a long way to go.
What do you mean by that? What kind of work do we still have to do?
We still have to, continue to kick aside hatred, kick aside prejudices, right? We still have to become one, right? And that's from our top down.
Amazing, Pam. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to walk beside you during this. We're going to send it back. The fun is just starting here.
All right, Taylor, thank you. Time for another quote from Dr. King. In 1958, he wrote a memoir about the Montgomery bus boycott. He said at that time, quote, "True peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice." Timeless, my friend.
It is. And we've got much more coming up. Our special coverage of the MLK March here at Pittman-Sullivan Park on the other side of this break.
You're watching San Antonio Marches.
a dream.
You're watching San Antonio Marches, live coverage of the 2026 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. March in San Antonio.
Okay, March 2026, you're looking live at the crowd there on MLK Boulevard. They're making their way down, finishing now in the finishing stretches of that 2.5 mile march, pouring here into Pittman-Sullivan Park. Take a look out here live right behind us. We want to show you when we started this broadcast, not a lot of people here, but at the park now, it is filling up. And we are joined now by one of our guests, Francine Prosser Johnson. She is the awards chair. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
And you're here with us every year. Tell us about the importance of highlighting community members making a difference in our community.
Well, I think that it is an amazing opportunity. The city of San Antonio, with over 1 million people, we have a lot of change makers, people that impact the work that is done in this city. And it has to be done by everyone, but the opportunity for us to highlight some individuals by the community nominating persons is really, really powerful. And we do have 3 awards that we give out traditionally every year over the past 30 years in 3 categories. And so that's what we will prepare to do over the next several months, because people can nominate by going online. We have a QR code where they can put nominations in for individuals that have impact change makers here in the city.
Let me ask you this question. What do you think just a common person, how can they make a difference in this community, in our community?
In our community, because it just takes one person to spark. You know, everybody has an opportunity. Martin Luther King said that everybody can be great because everybody can serve.
Yeah.
Well put.
And when we were miking you up, we talked briefly about things are changing. Dr. Martin Luther King fought for diversity and inclusion, and we're seeing some of those efforts and some of the progress we've made being repealed. What are you telling people around you to stay encouraged, to stay motivated, because we've got a lot more work to do?
Because we do have a lot more work to do, and we just need to be steadfast and unmovable, knowing that it is individual people that can come together collectively to make a difference. And as long as we keep that in mind, unification is clearly the key, and collaboration, which is what the Martin Luther King Commission does yearly to bring this all together.
And how many awards have you guys presented this year?
Well, we will be presenting 3 awards, and that is the Dream Voice Awards that will happen in May. The opportunity for the community to nominate for the MLK Achievement Award, for the R.A. Callis Courage Award, and for the Baha Unity Award. And you can go to the website, the sa.gov/MLK, to nominate. And here at the park today, we have QR codes. We're passing out flyers that give out the information so that people can nominate individuals, and then the committee will come together, select those individuals, and then we will have a huge award ceremony May 14th at the Redberry Mansion.
When this is over, you need to take a vacation. You've been working like crazy. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for what you do for San Antonio.
No, thank you. We appreciate the fact that you all are here and that you're covering an amazing event in the city of San Antonio.
Our pleasure. All right, thank you. All right, back now live out on MLK Boulevard. We've got much more to bring you of our special coverage right after this break.
You're watching San Antonio Marches. You're watching San Antonio Marches.
Welcome back to our special coverage of the MLK March. This is a live exclusive view from Sky 4 showing marchers going down MLK Boulevard. They will eventually join us here live at Pittman-Sullivan Park. And great weather bringing out a crowd that we already are known for, but with this weather we've got even larger people.
Well, there's a gorgeous sight right there, right? The Tower of America's downtown San Antonio, the skyline. You see all the people starting to stream into Pittman-Sullivan Park, and our crews have been there. If you didn't want to be one of the 250,000 that came down here to do the walk-in, you can sit at home with a cup of coffee and hang out, and we are giving you essentially a front row seat to all of this. Our reporters there, Taylor and Christina, at different points along. Let's go to Taylor first.
Yeah.
Taylor, your first time in San Antonio for the march. What's it been like? What's the vibe? What's the message that you're hearing from folks?
Well, we got here around 7 a.m. and we just saw the crowd start to pick up. We've seen kids here, students, local organizations, local leaders, and it's just a beautiful day. And earlier it definitely was cold, so if I look bundled up, that's why, but it definitely turned out to be such a beautiful day. Got a little warmer. I'm here with the Senator Jose Menendez, and tell me, we were just talking about what your favorite thing was about the MLK March here today, which is unity.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's like the fact what I love is that people from all over the city, the county, surrounding areas. I even met some friends from Austin and other parts of the state. So it's really cool how people just come together, all walks of life, ages, and we walk together. There is no separation. There is no hierarchy. There's no one telling the mayor's meeting people, taking pictures with kids, the chief of police. I mean, everybody from all walks of life walking together to commemorate the life and the legacy of Dr. King, someone who understood that we were stronger because of our differences, that we shouldn't be separated because our differences are what makes us a stronger bond and a better place to live. And that's what today's about. That's why the heart of San Antonio, it's so proud to be that this is the largest march in the whole country.
I mean, just look at them all beside us. This is so packed here at Pittman-Sullivan Park. It is just packed with people. And like you said, we're walking side by side, but people like you probably wouldn't have met. I've met people from back home in PA. So tell me, what does this say about our community here in San Antonio?
Well, this is the heart of San Antonio. It's events like this. It's events like Jimenez Thanksgiving dinner, Fiesta. It tells you, San Antonians, we don't care what your stance or place in society. We want to know what your heart is. And if your heart is one that's open to loving everybody, open to service, open to caring for one another, that's what makes San Antonio great. It's that we care about each other. We come out here, we are willing to come out on a cold morning and walk together for something that's greater than ourselves.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to send it back to you guys while we have some fun back here.
Our team coverage continues with my colleague, Christina De Leon. Christina, having fun out there?
We are. I'm chatting it up with these girls. They come out as friends every year, and they are so smart. Do you want to know why? Namia Boone has told me the secret. They say the girls come together. One parks at the beginning of the march so they can get started, and then the other one parks at the end of it. It's so genius. They park at the end of the march, so that way they don't have to walk it all back.
Yes.
Namia, tell me why this is so important that you guys make a tradition of this as girlfriends.
It's just something we should do as our freedom, as black women get out here and march and have a good time doing it.
Yes, and tell me what this means to you each and every year. This is beautiful weather, by the way, this year.
Yes,
Because
this
you know, we've done this several years, right?
Yes, and the weather has been chilly out here.
Yeah, it hasn't been so fun every year, right? So, what does this mean to see more and more people come out each and every year? It's a big turnout this year.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful to see all the people come together as one, especially in a time right now when the world is so divided. So it's good to see us all out here marching for the same purpose and the same reason.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like that has been the theme this year in particular, that for some reason we've all needed to come together, and I hope that everybody can take that theme and run with it. Anything else you want to add?
Nope. Everybody, I'm glad we're out here having a good time.
All right, I agree. Everybody out here has been having a good time. Thank you so much for being out here. I'll let you finish the march and get to your cart. Very smart, very smart.
Have a good one.
Yes, ma'am, you too. Thank you so much. All right, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio. Thanks.
They're having a good time.
Yeah, they are. All right, Christina, thank you for that live report. We are joined now by Wahida Carr, the Interfaith Service Chair, and you're just coming off of an action-packed weekend.
Yes, absolutely. Action-packed and just incredible turnout throughout.
Yeah, and so what's next?
So this actually commences the whole week-long festivities. So we had the Freedom Bike Run, we had the wreath-laying ceremony, the Youth Summit, which had phenomenal attendance. And then of course the interfaith service last night.
Yeah.
What we've noticed up till now is the amount of attendance we've had at every single event has been out of the park.
Okay. And you want to keep that momentum going?
Absolutely.
We keep hearing from folks walking along the march that every year is big. Every year there's, hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
But the feeling this year seems to be different. For whatever reason, there's this need to come out and be a part of community, to be a part of, essentially to do what Dr. King said 40, 50 years ago. Do you see that? Have you seen that this week in these events?
Unofficially, we have heard from my colleagues this is the largest turnout.
Oh.
In 39 years of history.
Wow.
Oh, we could
So
be making we
we
could
are
be having
making history.
a record.
Well,
Okay.
looking at this crowd,
look at
it's
this
believable,
crowd.
right?
Yeah. And I think, fair to your point is the need is there. Everywhere you go, whether you're on TV, radio, social media, the negativity that's out there, we all need a sense of belonging. We need to belong and form that beloved community.
Yes.
And I think that need is what we're seeing.
And how are you uniting? What are you telling people that you come into contact with?
So the first thing we can do is unite the youth. So we had the Youth Summit. Right? Then we have the interfaith service where last night we had 7 different faiths actually participating together. So we had the Hindu, Muslim, Jewish, Christian, Buddhist, Baha'i, and Sikh communities all coming together and praying together under one roof. And then we had a piece that was the Sounds of Prayers, which was different sounds of prayers, call to prayers of different communities. It was just this sense of belonging that we all need to feel at this time and age.
As the parent of 2 teenagers, I do feel that kids are leading us in a lot of these. They don't come to the table, so to speak, with the baggage that maybe others did or do.
Yeah, that I do, absolutely. So I have 3, you have 2 teenagers, I have 3 kids, and 2 of my daughters flew in from San Francisco and New York to attend the service. And my son's in Austin, and it was easy for him to come down.
Yeah.
But I think the need is there. And so next year, as we get into the 40th year planning, we want to make sure we engage a lot more youth.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for what you do.
You're welcome. And I'm going to just tell you out there, if anybody has not gotten involved, go to the city website, get engaged, send us a message, and we want you there. We want you to be a part of this. If you're not here now, you'll be here next year.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Ms. Carr. All right. We're going to go back to another quote from Dr. Martin Luther King. Right now, King accepted his Nobel Peace Prize. He said, quote, "I believe unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word in reality. This is why right, temporarily defeated, is stronger than evil triumph." He won that Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. Much more coverage coming up here in just a few minutes. David, I don't want to cut you off.
No,
Go ahead.
I was so excited at the fact that Wahida said that we could be having a record crowd. I think it's, you see this and you see the people behind us, and we've talked 250, and we've said that years and years and years, and I think we could be looking at 300,000 this year, and that would be amazing.
Yeah, it would. All right, much more of our special coverage coming up right after the break.
You're watching San Antonio Marches.
All right, you are joining us live for our special coverage of the MLK San Antonio Marches. You're looking at a live view from Sky 4 as the crowd rounds the corner there. MLK Drive, some 250,000 people projected, but we think with this weather and the enthusiasm, people haven't been able to come out regularly the past 5 years. We've had COVID, we've had cold weather. Well, we've got warm weather this weekend, and it's looking pretty good crowd-wise. You know, David, we talked earlier about our experience. This is a full circle moment for me.
Oh, fantastic. I love these stories.
When I started here at the station 11 years ago, right away I took part in our coverage as a reporter. I was along the route.
Walking out there.
And then I did some emceeing here several times on the main stage. And then last year, co-hosting with Ryan Wolf. This year, I'm co-hosting with you.
Yeah.
It is a pleasure to have you take part in the production
Well,
here.
this is an honor, and I was telling you on the way over here that, you know, as a lifelong San Antonian, but never having been down to the march, and didn't get a chance to walk it this year, but got a chance to talk to folks who did.
Yeah.
And as we see you look out there, Darian, and this is as trite as it may sound, and I hope it doesn't, because that shouldn't be what we're talking about today. There's a smile on everyone's face. There is a feeling of hope, and that is certainly what today is. And you, as our guests have talked about, cool. That's what you want to do. You want to have a day of hope, but then you want to have a day of action.
Yes.
And we've been talking about these quotes from Dr. King all day long, and I read one earlier, and I won't get it correct. I won't get it word for word.
But the gist.
But the gist of it is talking about action, and that's certainly one of the themes this year. And the gist is, you know, if you can't fly, run. And if you can't run, walk. And if you can't walk, crawl.
Yeah.
But figure out a way to get forward. And that's certainly what 250 or maybe 300,000 people are doing, Darian. They are crawling and pulling San Antonio into an area and a time where hopefully hope and diversity and unity reign supreme.
All right, I want to share a fun fact about Dr. Martin Luther King and myself. We both went to Morehouse College.
No,
now,
very
here's
nice.
a standout.
How about you?
Martin Luther King started in 1944. He was only 15 years old. He had skipped several grades because of his intellect and brilliance. He majored in sociology, graduating at 19 years old in 1948. Most of us start 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
All right, well, he held the record for the youngest to be admitted into Morehouse College until recently. March of 2025, Joshua Suddeth, 13 years old, admitted to Morehouse College. He's in Conyers, Georgia. He wants to major in international studies, but guess what? He has deferred his enrollment because he wasn't skipped grades. He's just that brilliant. He's a prodigy.
Yeah.
And so he has deferred his enrollment until he finishes high school.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So a lot of great brilliance coming out of Morehouse College. Dr. MLK, probably one of the most notable, but many, many others.
Including this guy right here.
Spike Lee.
He wasn't going to say it, but I will. This man right here. They're telling us we got to go to break. That's too bad, but that's a great story. I love the history, and I love the shots of San Antonio as well. Stay with us. We'll have much more coverage from Pittman-Sullivan Park right here on MLK Day.
You're watching San Antonio Marches. You're watching San Antonio Marches.
All right, you're welcoming back. Well, we're welcoming you back to our the tail end of our coverage of the MLK March, San Antonio Marches. This is a live picture from Sky 4. This is what we're seeing right behind us here at Pittman-Sullivan Park.
Yeah.
The march is ending. Scores of people pouring in. They're enjoying the vendors, the live music. Oh my goodness, they've been belting it out. So we've been doing our broadcast, but we can't help but hear the great entertainment and singers and speakers behind us.
It's going to start here in the next 10 minutes or so. I believe the celebration starts promptly at noon. Councilman McKee Rodriguez will be given a keynote speech to kick things off. Gabby Douglas, the three-time gold medalist, will talk as well. Coco Jones, who Darian has already said
phenomenal.
He is #1 fan. She is going to sing as well, and just all kinds of celebrations to come over the next several hours here at Pittman-Sullivan Park.
Yeah. Let's check back in now with our reporters along the march route. We've got Taylor Whartonby. This is her first year. You and I have experienced it for many years. This is Taylor's first year covering the MLK March. Hey, Taylor, how's it going out there?
Hey there, it has just been a beautiful day, getting to see a whole bunch of people, all parts of San Antonio. Now, all those thousands of people that were on the streets, they're here now at the Pittman-Sullivan Park. And I got to catch up with this beautiful family who was part of the walk. How did you guys enjoy it?
Oh, fabulous, and really enjoyed it. I mean, just the symbolism they had in the march, the sanitation truck being the headliner for the parade, it was really well put together.
And your kiddos, they had a day off from school for MLK Day, but they got the chance to talk with their community, be a part of this. How's that feel? And talking about MLK and who he was, what does it mean to you?
Again, just another wonderful day, an opportunity to learn about one of the great days in history here, just celebration of the legacy of MLK Day. So all in all, great opportunity.
And one of the largest. How did you guys like it?
We liked it very well. I actually don't know why, but yeah, we liked it.
What do you think of all the people that you see behind you? I mean, we got lots of food out there.
May you please repeat the question?
We have a lot of people out here, a lot of food vendors. Did you get a chance to check it all out?
Yeah, we checked some of the things out. Like we got some toys and stuff, but like the lines for the food were pretty long and we weren't waiting to wait, so.
I can imagine. Do you guys have anything to say for the people watching at home that didn't get a chance to walk in it?
Hey, listen, there's always next year if you miss it this year, but I think it would be a treat that will be missed if you don't make it out here next year.
Wonderful way to put it. We're going to send it back to you guys. It's been a great day here in San Antonio.
Thank you. Yeah, and speaking of next year, it will be the 40th anniversary of the marches here in San Antonio. Christina De Leon. Christina, as we wrap up another broadcast here from Pittman-Sullivan Park, just how would you sum up this year's event?
I mean, in one word, it was perfect. Perfect weather, perfect marchers. People were in such a great mood. There was a vibe here of unity and just beautifulness. I tell you, we had the trash sweepers go by. That means the end over here on this side of town. But I want you to listen to one guy that I was talking to. There was a tent set up, a lot of sorority sisters. He was the son of one. They all went to church together. They're just handing out water. And I want you to listen to what he had to say about, you know, what an opportunity he had because of Dr. Martin Luther King and just basically everything that he encompasses and why we're all out here today. Have a listen.
He's done a lot for us. I wouldn't have the opportunities I do today without him, especially the school I attend and the things that I'm able to do during, this time and present time. I'm very thankful for what MLK has done as a fellow D9 member. So a lot of those opportunities I wouldn't have today is not for him.
Does that now, this many years later and 39 years of this march, then obviously it's doing something and he's still doing something right, and you gotta love that. And if that's what's happening in this march and that's how people are raising their kids, then you gotta believe that MLK Jr. is still living on in the lives of so many. We'll send it back to you guys.
Well said, Christina.
Yeah. Well, I love it when they bring out the young people and the parents pushing the importance of continuing Dr. King's legacy at a young age. There's so much going on in the world, especially in this political climate. There's a lot of division. And everyone talked about, our guests, they talked about unity. They talked about being re-energized. And I think that's something we all need right now, really important. And we're certainly feeling that positive energy today with the crowd behind us. I mean, they are really coming in.
And you know, you just walk through and you look at somebody and you smile and you say hello and you say good morning, and it's just sort of common courtesy, and that goes a long way.
Yeah.
And if you can start it on a day like this and then do it tomorrow and then do it next week, and you build the habit of doing that with everyone you come into contact with, that's the way you can make change and really inflict change on a society.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank everyone for tuning into our special coverage of San Antonio Marches, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Here at Pittman-Sullivan Park, we are ending our broadcast. We know that there are a lot of you out there who are participating, whether you're watching from our live stream to our broadcast or here. We want to see your pictures. We want your photos. Just go to news4sa.com and click the chime in or scan this QR code you see here. We will be sharing your photos and video on air and online. So look for those on News 4 San Antonio and Fox SA. Again, we thank you for tuning in for this special coverage. We're going to end our broadcast now. Thanks for joining us. Everyone, have a great day.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
I'm here, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yep, 1 2 1 2 2 2. Hello. Marisa, mic check. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
Now, your forecast first from the